Hello, and welcome to the 8th episode of Autopsy of a Writer. As always, I am your host, Brad Mitzelfeld. Today is a little bit of a departure from the previously scheduled video. This is not a scripted video. I'm doing a little special video just because on Tuesday, the release of Mannison Press's inaugural Anthology will be available for purchase. Currently, it's available for pre-order only, but it'll be available for actual full purchase, including the paperback versions. For those who don't know, Mannison Press is a small press. They're new. They publish predominantly anthologies, but they've been publishing their little short story books here recently, and I, as it happens, am one of the authors that is featured in their inaugural book, Little Girl Lost, 13 Tales of Youth Disrupted. For that reason, I wanted to take a moment just to talk about that. It's a collection of, as the title says, 13 stories by various different authors, including myself, and then the big name attached to it is Piers Anthony. For those of you who know, he is a Phoenix Award-winning, New York Times bestselling author of the Xanth books, the first of which is A Spell for Chameleon, which featured predominantly in the reason why I write. I read that book in high school, and it was a large part of why I really wanted to get into writing beyond just the dabbling that I was doing in school. But his books are really good. If you haven't read them, I highly recommend them. There's a lot of them. So A Spell for Chameleon is the first one of the Xanth books, though. So if you were going to start somewhere, I would start there. There are various other authors in this book, including the two editors for the book, Ron Linson and Deidre, Owen. Both of whom are awesome people. Highly recommend you follow them on Twitter if you aren't already, especially if you are interested in getting published in the future. They're going to be announcing a sequel, I guess, or a companion series to Little Girl Lost for boys, obviously. I'm going to read a few, the same little snippets that they posted on Twitter, because I don't want to give too much away, and since this is already out there, I know that it's all right if I talk about it. It's a little snippet from almost every story, starting with The Child Thief by J.B. Rockwell. The quote is, now at long last, the Puka's days of hunger were at an end. Not entirely sure what a Puka is, but I'm looking forward to finding out. And we've got The Smuggler's Door by Drew Piston. The quote is, will you let me in, little girl? He brought the second sword up and scraped the two of them together, or will you die? Next we have Barons and Brine by Rhiannon Lotz. I apologize now if I pronounce somebody's name wrong. Don't kill me. Her quote is, the crimson sails of Captain Scarlet's frigate, reaching high into the heavens, were an unmistakable harbinger of death. Then we have Based on a True Story by Nicola Capron. Water roared as the sunset falls were finally given their lethal close-up. The music swelled as the bodies plunged over the edge. And then we have Forgive and That Other Word That Means Forget by Caitlin Marceau. He looks up into the sky as her eyes bright with sunlight, and then back at Tay. What's my name? Then Piers Anthony's story, Walk the Walk. His quote is, she had learned to talk the talk about being nice to everyone, even those who looked funny. What about walking the walk when they looked really funny? The next one is actually from my story, The Girl Who Couldn't Shed Tears. The quote is, "He was 6 years old. For a street kid, that was basically middle age. Most didn't make it as long as she did." The next story is "The True Nature of Swimming Holes" by Ron Linson, one of the editors. "I am convinced that whatever the swimming hole was, it was perfectly designed to lure children." Next is "A Setting for Julia" by Roxanne Dent. "I would have done anything to bring her back. My parents said they forgave me, but nothing had ever been the same since." Next is "They Belong to Her" by Deidre. Deidre Owen, the other editor. "If she snuck upstairs after class, then some 6 hours could have passed. 6 hours dead in a broken bathtub." And then the next one is "Remembering Almost" by Ashley Hatter. "Tippy was back in that awkward darkness. She hated it, and she still tasted pennies." And the next one is "Sarah Small" by Rachel Nussbaum. "It's back," she said. "What's back, honey?" her mom yawned, still half asleep. "The hole under Isaiah's bed." And I believe that is the last one of the quotes. If you haven't looked into it yet, I highly recommend looking into it. It'll be released officially on Tuesday the 15th. I can't tell you exactly what time because I'm not sure myself, but if you're interested in anything science fiction, fantasy, crime, drama, there's a wide variety of different kinds of short stories involved, all around the same central theme. You're not going to be disappointed. Pierce Anthony has already read all of the stories and come out and said that they were all great. So I highly recommend purchasing it if you haven't pre-ordered already. If you want the physical copy, definitely pay attention on the 15th here, Tuesday, and the link will get posted. I will not be able to post it because I'm currently suspended on Twitter, but I will make sure that other people are out there posting it. And I'm sure Mannison Press will be posting it on their Twitter page. That's all for now. I will be back next week with the next episode of the How to Write series. So I hope you all have a good week, and remember, write on.